School of Nursing. We have 4 of our graduates. These were all outstanding graduates who were award recipients. For those of you who watched the show a month ago, we had some of the award recipients from the other programs. We weren't able to feature our nursing graduates at that time because the awards hadn't yet been announced. The way the nursing program does it is they are announced at the pinning ceremony, and the pinning ceremony is the night before graduation. So we are really excited and happy now that it's been announced. All of our graduates know who received the awards, and we had several recipients. Some of those were not able to be with us today, and perhaps we'll be able to have some of those featured in upcoming shows. But today I'm very excited to have 4 very deserving ladies with me today, and they are all recipients of individual awards. And the first one who will be talking with us is Jennifer Blackburn, and she is the recipient of the Bethany Ellen Dixon and Kristen Renee Dixon Chamberlain Nursing Legacy Award, and that is a mouthful. The way this award was named was actually for my daughters. I have 2 daughters, and I have 4 daughters, and I didn't think any of the 4 would go to nursing school. And it ended up 2 of them went to nursing school. So I named an award in their honor. And I'm very excited that Jennifer Blackburn was the recipient. And I would like to add that I don't choose the recipients. The recipients are totally chosen by the nursing faculty. So all of the faculty decided on the award recipients for all of the awards. So I would like to welcome Jennifer with us today.
Good to be here.
Thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, Jennifer?
Well, my name is Jennifer Blackburn, and I am married. I have 3 children, and I am employed as a health promotions consultant for the Ohio Child Care Resource and Referral Association, and I'm just excited to be here today.
Now, did you come in as an LPN?
I did. I did the bridging program. I actually received my LPN 18 years ago, so it was a long time coming to come back for my RN.
And then you had 3 semesters, and you were completed with the RN program.
Yes.
And you were able to do that with 3 children and a husband.
And I worked full time up until the last semester.
Wow.
And then I cut my hours back. So.
And you're an award recipient,
Yeah.
so that means you were also an outstanding student. People sometimes wonder, can you do it? How did that work out?
You can do it, but you have to be very diligent about your, you have to manage your time wisely. A lot of studying and a lot of, as I said, you just have to plan because, and you have to be willing to give up some things during that time. My friends and family were very forgiving. I, missed out on a lot of occasions because I had to stay home and study.
Yeah, and I heard conversation before we came in about people were actually cleaning their house for the first time in a few weeks or months, and I can remember those days.
Yeah, definitely let a few things go, pick and choose.
Right. So what are your plans from this point forward?
Well, as I said, I'm currently employed as a health promotions consultant. It's a grant through the state, and my funding has been extended through December, so it kind of depends on whether they renew that fund or not. But I have some interest in hospice. When I did my precepting, I had a wonderful experience, and so that's kind of the area that I want to focus on if I don't continue in the position I'm in.
That's wonderful. We really need dedicated nurses in the hospice program. Sometimes nurses don't think that's the area for them, and if they feel that way, it probably isn't. But I think for the caring, compassionate people who can do that type of work, it's really you really are appreciated by the family and the patient.
Absolutely, I felt it was a very rewarding experience when I, was fortunate enough to get a precept there.
When you came into the program, did you think that hospice might be your choice?
Not really, no. So it was kind of a surprising, fact that occurred through the process. It wasn't an area I had any interest at all in, so.
That's one of the interesting things I think that happens in a nursing school is sometimes the student comes in and the student may think, well, I think I would really like to work in a certain area of nursing. And then they go into the clinical area and they may find out that they really don't like that area very well. But there's another area that they especially like. And you're in teaching now. You're doing some teaching with parents of children?
No, actually, I provide services to child care providers across the state. I have 11 counties that I serve, and so I do health and safety trainings with child care providers who are licensed through ODJFS and ODE. So I it's exciting. It's always a different group, and you never know who you're going to run into. And I've met a lot of interesting people, so I enjoy the education portion as well.
That's good. So do you think that there may be a time when you would be interested in education as a career?
Absolutely. I plan to pursue my bachelor's degree and eventually my master's, and I would like to focus in health education down the road a ways.
That's
Took me 18 years for my RN. We'll see how.
That's wonderful. We really need nursing faculty, so we may be seeing you down the road in the classroom.
I hope so. That would be wonderful.
So it's really nice that you were able to join us today. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I think Rio is a wonderful program, and I feel blessed that I got to be a part of a wonderful group, and a lot of great memories and new friendships. And I recommend that anybody who has the ability to go through this program. It's an excellent experience.
Well, I'm very honored that you were the recipient for one of the awards named for my daughters.
Oh, well, I was very honored to be the recipient. Thank you so much. It was an honor to receive it.
Thank you. There are a variety of different programs in the School of Nursing. One is the LPN to RN Advanced Placement track, which we just discussed. One's a traditional program where we have students who come in with no nursing background, and they do a 2-year program, 5-semester program. So students can become an RN in one of several ways. My next guest is Cheryl Crow, and she is the recipient of the Nicole Dawn Dixon Waldron Continuing Excellence in Nursing Award. It's really interesting that the students who have chosen to come today are recipients of awards from my family. This also is an award from my family. This was given in honor of my oldest daughter, who is not a nurse, but a psychology major, and is a guidance counselor at the public school. So I was really excited when Cheryl was chosen, and again, she was chosen by the faculty to receive this award. So Cheryl, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yes, I grew up in this area. I am actually a 1995 graduate of the University of Rio Grande with a BS in psychology. Have lots of members of my family that are nurses, and at that time, I did not want to be a nurse. There was nothing about nursing that interested me, and I went on to have a 20-year career with a local company, worked my way into safety manager, and after 20 plus years, we were laid off. And at that time, when I found out I was losing my job, it washed over me that everything would be fine, and I truly felt led into nursing at that time. And everything fell into pieces. I was accepted into the program, worked the first semester, and everything just fell into place. So I feel very fortunate.
So you came into the traditional program.
Yes, I'm a 2-year ADN student.
And you also did it with a family.
Yes, I have 2 children and a wonderful husband, and without him, I couldn't have done it. And my kids were very understanding, and it's just amazing how everybody works together as a team.
Mm-hmm. That's what it takes.
Yes, understanding and teamwork.
And I think I heard some people at our pinning ceremony who were pretty excited that you had graduated.
Yes. I'm kind of delaying my job search because my kids for 2 years have heard, we can't, Mommy has to study. So we're doing a lot of swimming this summer, and I'm sure that everything will fall into place. Right. So they're enjoying Mommy still studying for the boards, but it's not quite as bad as it was before.
So you're a 2-time graduate of the University of Rio Grande and Rio Grande Community College.
Yeah, I received my associate's 20 years after my bachelor's, but I'm returning in the fall for my BSN.
And that's wonderful. You're just continuing on through.
Yes.
I think that's a great idea because you don't forget how to study. You just stay in that study mode and you continue on. And the BSN program, as you know, is a 1-day-a-week program.
Yes.
So in 4 more semesters, you'll graduate again.
Yep.
With a second bachelor's degree from the University of Rio Grande.
Yes, I thought about delaying, and then I thought, what if an opportunity comes up that I've missed because I delayed it a year or 2 years? Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Sometimes students decide, I think I'll wait a while after they graduate from the associate degree program, and then I see those people come back to me 10 years later and say, I just should have done it when I graduated. I thought I would come back, life got in the way. So I think you're making a wise decision, and a lot of our hospitals now are asking for baccalaureate prepared nurses.
Yes. So it's nice to say that I'm in progress when I'm filling out my applications.
Right. And I think that's a nice feature of our program, that I call it a bachelor's degree with an associate stop-out, because you really can go 4 years like any other four-year program. And you can stop out at 2 years, get your license and work, and then be employed full-time while you're in school.
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice balance. I'm looking forward to starting.
Now, were you employed while you were in nursing school?
Just my first semester. I worked full-time my first semester, and luckily had a very understanding employer who let me focus on nursing, trusted me to take care of the things that I needed to take care of at work. But that was all, just one semester.
And so you're coming back to the baccalaureate program.
Yes.
What other plans do you have?
I'm interested in either working at a dialysis center. Eventually, I would like to work at a cancer center. I find end-of-life care. I took the end-of-life class, and I found that very interesting. And I think that's something that fits my personality. I think that's a hard area, and I think I can handle that emotionally. I think I'm drawn to that.
It's kind of funny that we have two in a row, one thinking about hospice care and then one end-of-life care with cancer patients. Cancer patients are a very unique group of patients. As you know, the cancer can be anywhere. So we may see a variety of symptoms, and sometimes the cancer's terminal, sometimes it's not. But just that caring person to sit and listen and be there sometimes is as therapeutic as medication.
I feel I can talk with about anybody. I feel that's a gift of mine, and I enjoy talking with different types of people and learning from them. And there was nothing better than clinicals than having a patient say, "You'll make a wonderful nurse." Because it's different hearing it from your friends or your family, people that know you, but when somebody who's a stranger says that you've taken care of it, means a lot.
It does, and I think that's one of the things that keep nurses in nursing. Sometimes we have bad days, we have bad weeks, we have bad months. But when we see somebody who says, "You made all the difference in the world, thank you. You made my stay bearable," or they send you a card, those are the little things that you can't put money on that make our profession what it is.
Yes.
Well, I thank you for coming and talking with me today, and I'm very excited about your future.
Well, thank you.
And I'm not saying goodbye, I'm just going to see you again in the fall in the baccalaureate program.
Yes, I will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Some of our students do decide to go on for the baccalaureate program. Some decide to stop out at the end of the associate degree. Some come back later. Some attend other programs for the baccalaureate degree. But we're always excited when our graduates decide to join us once again in the fall and continue on into the baccalaureate program. My next guest is Evelyn Pennington, and she's the recipient of the Bobby Joe Cundiff Love and Caring Award. This award was also named for a family member, but not of mine, of one of my faculty members, Kim Stevens, Dr. Kim Stevens. And Dr. Stevens' mother was a nurse as well, so she named this award in her honor. So Evelyn, welcome.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
I'm from this area, grew up right next to Bob Evans Farms, was on campus a lot with school activities, and ended up here when I was 16 doing the Summer Scholars Program, and then finally found my way into nursing. And as soon as I started nursing, I loved it. I just knew that that was my fit and that was where I needed to be, and I finally felt like I was like, this is it.
Well, wonderful. And so you actually have a long history at Rio Grande if you did Summer Scholars starting in high school.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that experience?
That was an amazing experience. It was definitely tough because you literally went from high school straight into college, and that was just a different experience. And then you only had a few weeks off during the summer, and then you went right back to school. But I'm so thankful that I got to do that because I was able to get all my generals done for the nursing program, and so close to so many other degrees, which I'm going to continue on, but nursing kind of jumped ahead.
So you have other degrees in mind as well?
Yes, I'm 1 year away from a bachelor's degree in history, which I plan on finishing after I get my bachelor's in nursing.
Wonderful. So you're going to definitely a lifelong learner, it sounds like.
Yes, I enjoy learning very much.
And you grew up very close to Bob Evans Farms, so you're very close to the university.
Yes.
So that probably was helpful when you had early classes and that sort of thing.
That was very, very helpful. My grandparents are 5 minutes away, so I was there a lot.
And we can always count on Grandma and Grandpa, can't we?
Yep, sure can.
So what are you doing now that you're out of school?
Still working. I actually work for Bob Evans Restaurant and for Joel Evans. I take care of her privately hired as a caregiver, and I'm getting ready to go take my board soon, focusing on that, trying to get on at Adina. They've got an internship program that I'm applying for.
And the fact that you're pursuing a BSN will be positive when you talk to Adina.
Yes.
They like that. Most of our area hospitals do like the fact that you're going on to continue your education. And so have you had a good experience at Rio?
I've had an amazing experience at Rio. I just really felt like I fit in. This was where I needed to be. The faculty is great. I've never had any problems with any of them. They're so welcoming, and anything you need, they're there.
And I did not pay her to say this either. I just want to make sure that there was no prep with this. This is just Evelyn's words and her own words. So what were some of the things that you enjoyed about your clinical experiences?
I really like the fact that the nurses were very accepting of us, and the patients were so accepting, because without the patients and the nurses and the facilities that let us be there, we wouldn't have learned, and I would not have gotten the great experience that I had. I was always interested in dialysis, and for precepting I got put on the renal unit, and I got to help with peritoneal dialysis, and I got to watch hemodialysis, and it was amazing, and I was so thankful for that, and that just made me that much more interested in it.
Is that an area you think you'd like to pursue after graduation?
I'm actually looking into it, really considering it.
And what area are you looking into at Adina?
Med-surg.
That's a good start for your first year. Everybody says you probably should have at least 12 months of med-surg experience. I started out on med-surg and then went to peds, and the experience I got on med-surg really helped me in peds. So I think that'll be a good foundation for wherever you go, whatever area you concentrate on. Anything else you'd like to share with us about your plans for the future, or areas that you would like to explore more?
Really interested in being a clinical instructor. Want to check into that, and thinking about going into education afterwards. Looking into my master's in education.
That's wonderful. It's so good to see young folks who are, and I say young folks, I'm now one of the old folks, who are interested in going on and continuing their education and coming into nursing education. We have different types of rewards in nursing education than you have in the clinical setting. Instead of having patients say we made their day, we have students who win awards at the end of the program. You get to see students walk across the stage of graduation. And I've been at Rio Grande for almost 33 years, and I still get teary when I watch the nursing students walk across the stage at graduation. It's just such a special experience to know the dedication, the sacrifice, how hard these students have worked, and then to see it all come to fruition as they walk across the stage. And I'm sure you probably had some folks in the audience who were pretty excited to see you walk across the stage.
Yes, they were very loud.
That's expected at graduation and pinning. They were probably some of those that were cheering loudly as you got your pin.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and I appreciate your time, the time you've spent with us. We've been honored to have a variety of different students from a variety of different programs with us today, and we have one final guest today, and her name is Jennifer Truants, and she was the recipient of the Manning E. Weatherholt Excellence in Nursing Award, Nursing in the Community. This is an award that is named for Manning Weatherholt, who was a friend of the nursing program, and he was very helpful in a lot of ways with our program. So we have several awards that are named for Mr. Weatherholt, and I would like for Jennifer to tell us a little bit about herself and her experience at Rio.
This is the second time graduating from Rio. I think I graduated here years ago in the MLT program. I live here locally. I've been a nurse 9 years. I think I have a family, and I currently work ICU at St. Francis in Charleston, and then I work part-time at Holzer and Galplus on the telemetry floor, and then I also work part-time at Cornerstone Hospital in Huntington, West Virginia.
And in your spare time?
Yeah, go to school.
Right.
So it's a hobby, and I think the bachelor program here is very student friendly. So I was able to keep working 60 to 80 hours a week while attending school and having a family.
So you're not in the associate degree program as the other students or the other graduates have been. So I'm happy to have a baccalaureate graduate with us as well. and we didn't make that clear when we began, but she did win the Community Award, and the Community Award is one of the awards given to the baccalaureate students or graduates, and it's for somebody who really excelled in the community setting. Your faculty voted again on this award, and they determined that you were one of the outstanding students, or the most outstanding student in the community area. Could you tell us a little bit about your experience with community nursing in the baccalaureate program?
Community nursing, I got an experience to do my clinicals here at the University of Rio Grande with Marlene Childers, who is the nurse here. We did a lot of health assessments. Of course, we did the health fair as a graduating class experience, and then volunteered at the health department, did stuff with the students. It was a lot of extra time and extra projects that I put on myself just to help out.
So you went over and above,
Yeah, a
above
little.
and beyond the call of duty.
Yeah, about 40 extra clinical hours
Oh my goodness.
to help assist with the community stuff. And have also realized that community nursing is so much more work than what I thought. I think I would rather have 2 ICU patients for 12 hours than the community nurse. I think there's so much more responsibility and so much more work that you're not getting paid for, I should say. I think it's a lot of, you have to care.
Definitely.
And I think that was a big learning experience for me.
Well, you've shown that caring by being the recipient of the Community Award. You mentioned the health fair. Could you tell us a little bit about what the health fair is?
The health fair is a fair that the bachelor students put on with some other students here at Rio. A lot of vendors come in locally and from the area. They offer information about services provided. They do free cholesterol, glucose, blood pressure, a lot of health checks, a lot of services that your community can offer to you, especially elderly people in the community. So it's just not for students. We also had stuff that was directed more towards students. And not to brag, but this year was the highest number attended within the community. And I think it's just a lot of information provided for you and the free stuff and what's available for people.
Do you remember how many people came through the health fair?
I want to say it was over 400 and something.
I believe it was over 400. We always watch the numbers, and I was really impressed with the numbers this year.
And we had, I think, the most vendors and the most prizes offered. It got to be people won prizes every 3 to 5 minutes, from Kings Island passes to free blood pressure cuffs. There was a lot in the community.
And we do this health fair every year. We've been doing this health fair for a number of years, working with the BSN students. The BSN students do this program, as you know, as a final exam for that course, and then the students are all graded on the health fair. I went to the health fair this year, enjoyed it immensely, and also enjoyed seeing all the people who were receiving services. And some of our faculty and staff and even community members have come to rely on this. This is their annual screening. They get their cholesterol screening done, their blood sugar screening done, blood pressure. And so we have people who are here every year. They're always ready for the health fair. And we have vendors calling ahead of time, making sure that they can get in. So that's a real testament to what your class has done. And I think it was probably one of the better health fairs I've attended. I have to be careful because we've had some really good ones. But I think yours was definitely one of the best. So what are your plans? Sounds like you're working 3 jobs. You've already passed your NCLEX, so you're already a registered nurse.
I didn't go to obtain my bachelor's for, I want to be a manager, I want to be a leader, I want to go on to be a nurse practitioner. I did it for more personal satisfaction, knowledge, to bring leadership skills to the floor. I think I'm an experienced nurse, so I get paid well for my job. So, like, to go on to be a nurse practitioner or whatever, I would not make any more money. So mine was more for personal satisfaction and knowledge, and all my instructors, every one of them in the BSN program, said, you'll change your way of thinking. And I thought, whatever, I've been a nurse 10 years, you know, almost 10 years. This is not going to change my way of thinking, but it so totally does change your way of thinking, just in everyday work.
And I don't think you can really prepare somebody for that. I think
No,
that it's
like,
just
I
a
have
process.
grown, yes, within myself as a nurse because of that. And I would have never believed them when they first said it the first day of class.
I've heard that from the faculty. They say it's so much fun to watch the students grow. And the students sometimes don't realize it until close to the end of the program. And we have a portfolio process, which you were a participant in, and you look back at your early work and look through to your final work, and you see a lot of growth and change.
And my thought process every day at work from it, like I would have never thought, because I thought I'm experienced, I've done this.
There are different ways of looking at things, and the baccalaureate program, I think, opens your eyes to different ways of doing things, and you get to see different facilities and their ways of doing things, which are sometimes different than what you see at work.
Yeah, most definitely.
So you're going to continue with your full-time and 2 part-time jobs?
And figure out what master's I was hoping Rio would offer a master's program, and I know it's been in the talks, but I'm thinking about going more into education or informatics or something, but definitely plan on pursuing my education.
Wonderful. So you're going to continue. And one of our values in the nursing program is that nursing is lifelong learning.
And it definitely is.
And so you four are examples of how that lifelong learning is continuing on, and how you've really realized that in your life. Thank you for coming to be with us, and thank you for joining us for the Voice of Rio. And we'll be with you again in about 4 weeks. And Dr. Lawrence will join me once again in 4 weeks. So, thank you. Thank you very much.